Growing an organic garden isn't as hard as you think. The key is to prevent problems before they happen, just like your immune system, to reduce the need for intervention. I'm going to show you a few things you can do around your place if you want to keep the chemicals on the shelf. Good gardening starts from the ground up, and your soil is the most important thing that you need to look after if you want to grow organically. So you want your soil to look like this, really dark and rich and aerated, so it'll clump together when squished. Now on the other hand, this soil is looking really dry and worn out. The first thing that we're going to do is to spend some time getting the soil in here up to the same quality, because happy soil means happy plants and less need for added supplements. This here is a soil pH testing kit. It's going to help give you a really good indication of your soil's condition, and from there you can work out what you need to do to help improve it. These pH tests are really easy to do. First you need to get down about 10-12 centimeters into the soil. Open up your kit. Then you're going to put a little bit of soil into the test tube, just up to the 1 mil mark. Try and avoid getting any of the bigger debris. About right. Now you're going to put in 1 little scoop of the sulfate powder. And then get some of this pH test solution and fill it up to the 2.5 mark. Pop the lid back on. Give it a good little shake. And then set it aside. Just wait for 10 minutes and we'll get the results. To support good growing conditions and microbial activity, you want your soil to be between a 4.5 to 7.5 pH, which is a neutral pH. And that's important because you want a habitat that hosts lots of beneficial bugs to further enrich the soil. Now our test has come back pretty pH neutral, which is great. Now if it had come back with an alkaline reading, it'd be a good idea to add some sulfate, or an acidic reading, add some dolomite lime. Both of these products are organic and perfectly suitable for this garden. But because the soil's tested pH neutral, it really just means we need to bulk up the nutrients with some compost and other planting material before we plant. To get my soil ready to plant in, I'm going to add some sheep pellets, followed by some blood and bone, and finally some compost, all certified organic. Give it all a good mix through and it's ready to go. When it comes to growing an organic veggie plot and selecting which produce to plant, crop rotation is key. A really simple concept. You just divide your veggie bed into sections and rotate them seasonally in 4 cycles. These cycles are legumes, brassicas, alliums and root veggies, and green crops. Each crop takes and contributes different nutrients, so crop rotation naturally manages your soil conditions to maximize the growing environment. Every 4th cycle, it's best to plant a green crop so your soil can recover. Green crops prevent weed growth, naturally add nitrogen, and prep the bed for next season's crop. Now with these planters here, I planted this first one with our brassicas like broccoli and cauliflower, and the far one we've got our root crops and alliums like our beetroot and fennel. Now once these crops are harvested, they get rotated through with the next round of crops. Now this bed, because we're still trying to replenish the soil, I'm going to kick things off with a green crop. Now these are lupin seeds, and as a green crop, they're a great natural way to get nitrogen back into the soil. So they're perfect for this situation. Scatter a few lightly over the soil here, and then just lightly cover them over. You want to plant these in your fallow cycle. Autumn is best, then you dig them through in spring. It's going to be all ready and perfectly conditioned for your edibles. Let your lupins mature, but you want to dig them through the soil before they deaden off. Then leave 3 weeks before planting your next crop. Maintaining healthy soil is key to organic gardening, and that's whether you're growing an ornamental or edible garden. But if despite your best efforts you're still having problems, here's a handy checklist to keep up your sleeve. One of the best ways to support an organic garden is to use companion planting. It helps manage pests, disease, and weeds. In some cases, companion planting can also make your veggies taste better. Check out our table online for a full list. To fertilize organically, use a natural fertilizer rather than synthetic. An easy one to produce at home are worm castings and tea from a worm farm, or some compost. For pests, if the problem is small, you can pick them off by hand. For aphids, mites, and white butterflies, try crushed garlic and water to deter them. You'll need a couple of goes, 1 to 2 days apart. or organic dishwashing liquid diluted in water can do the trick. An easy tip: crushed eggshells around the base of your plants deters slugs and snails. For disease, try apple cider vinegar or baking soda mixed with water for a great natural fungicide. Or add beneficial trichoderma, a fungus that lives in the soil and protects plants from soil-borne disease. It also promotes root growth. Avocado trees especially love this. And when it comes to weeds, there's some good news. Not all weeds are a problem, and sometimes they do a good job protecting exposed soil. You only need to remove them if they're making it hard for your plants to thrive. For a full list of natural pest controls, come pick up a written guide in store. It'll take a couple of seasons to get your backyard ecosystem in full swing, but once you're underway, being an organic gardener is easy as. Make sure to subscribe to the Mitre 10 YouTube channel for more great content, or click here to watch more.